What's up, guys? It's the Spent Man coming to you from the beautiful North Country. Today, I'm going to be talking about the importance of experimentation on the small farm and homestead, and I'm also going to be talking about Spent Man's prophecy for the near-term future. Yeah, buddy, let's get it. So, why I'm bringing up the importance of experimentation is because right here in the back 40, on our small farm in the beautiful North Country, I'm standing in my winter squash field, and I threw some seeds out, some turnip seeds that I got from Everwild Seeds, who I recommend for bulk seeds, for cover cropping and doing experiments and such. But I knew I was going to be having a lot of weed pressure back here in the back 40. And if you drive around the North Country and you look at the pumpkin patches out here, you'll see a lot of this type of stuff, a lot of lamb's quarters and a lot of weeds. So I knew I was going to have weed pressure, and I had some old turnip seeds and I just tossed them out. And if you'll look a little closer, you'll see that I got turnips interplanted in with my winter squashes, and I got a pretty good amount of them. Which is kind of awesome. So it's important to just go for it sometimes, right? I talked in my last video about the importance of out with the old and in with the new. So I had a couple pounds of older turnip seed, and I just threw it out to try this companion planting method with winter squashes and turnips, and it turns out to be a success. So right here, I got a pretty nice purple top turnip. It's about 4 or 5 inches across and pretty large. Got a couple more in here, and if we'll look, we see we have some pretty good weed suppression, because we do need to worry about just the weeds taking over the whole area back here. And we're a 2-person farm and small farm and homestead, so we don't spend a lot of time weeding, and we don't bring in help. That's not in the budget, guys. So we got to make time for experiments and just trying stuff out. And this one worked. The old turnips in with the winter squashes. So pretty excited about that, guys. And check it out right here. We can see one of the different ones. This is a white egg turnip. So also, because if we look back over here in these weedy little furrows, my potatoes got annihilated by potato bugs this year. So my potatoes are going to be small. The yields are going to be small. We're not going to have much to sell to our customers, unfortunately, over the winter time. And I wanted to make another comment to the people out there. And first of all, thanks so much to all the people who just subscribed, and what's up to all the new subscribers of the Spent Man's Path, and welcome. I got a couple messages from people from my last video when I talked about some stuff that weren't working out, and there's a lot of people talking about how their plants don't look as good this year and this and that. And I just want to say that if you're new to gardening, if you're new to homesteading, don't be blaming failed plants on, things that you think are going on in the atmosphere. There's a lot of different elements. There's a lot of different things that come together to make a crop fail. And sometimes if you get into this determinism where you're making up these excuses or tapping into so-called conspiracies about why your plants are failing, you're not really challenging yourself to learn and to get better at growing, and you're making excuses. So just want to put that out there in a friendly manner. Just because you fail at something, don't act like it's because of global warming or because of chemtrails or something. Of course, it's always a possibility that that's affecting your plants. But you know, different years are always different. We have successes and failures out on the farm, and it's not all about failures. So this year my potatoes out here in the back 40 failed, which sucks. I lost money on the potato seed, and I'm not going to be able to sell my potatoes this winter, unfortunately. But also my dry beans are doing great. It's the biggest field of dry beans I've ever grown, and my Abenaki Flint corn is doing well, and we're gonna get a corn crop this year. So you know what, it's go with your successes and learn from your failures. Don't be trying to make up too many excuses, especially if you're new to gardening. You know, don't tap into this kind of deterministic mindset. Challenge yourself to learn. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about my prognosis. I'm going to be looking into Spent Man's crystal balls and giving my prophecy for the next quarter in the near term and what I think we're going to see. There's been a lot of FUD out there, guys. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And honestly, people should be used to it at this point. It's been going on pretty hard for a couple of years. All the FUD coming from the Fed. And so something that we're definitely going to see in the near term is this financial collapse that everyone's been talking about. And it's definitely going to happen, and there's going to be no way to not be touched by it. We're already being drained by inflation, because inflation is theft. So the Fed can print all this money and make things cost more for people and drain them of their resources and our resources. And you know, it can only go on for so long before people drain their savings. And what do we get from the boys upstairs? We get them sharing pictures about how they're growing the IRS and arming the IRS and releasing these pictures of their regime members with weapons, training with weapons to steal money from people that they've already drained through inflation. So I don't need to stare too far into my crystal balls, Spent Man's crystal balls, to see that a financial crash is coming, and all the markets are going to go down. It's going to affect the crypto market. It's going to affect the precious metals market. There's really no way to get around it, guys, except to be tough and persevere, and just be ready for it and plan and try and be prepared for what is coming. And so a lot of my friends out here are pretty deep into the doom and gloom and the fear lately, and a lot of folks seem to think that there's going to be some sort of like armed conflict and things like this, and I don't think that we're going to see that. Certainly that could be like a worst case doomsday scenario, but I do think that we have entered a new age, right? We've entered the age of Aquarius, and if we look at all the stuff with this great reset over the past few years, we're seeing a lot of psychological abuse and culture and society forcing people to comply with their unreasonable, unlawful mandates. And I think we're going to see more and more and more of this manipulation, mind control, and the technocracy coming out of the woodwork more and more. So I don't think we're going to be seeing as much armed conflict in the future as some people seem so sure that there's going to be, because I think the times have changed, and I think it's more of this kind of transhumanism that we're going to see in the future. I do think that maybe not in the very close near future, but within the next year or two, we're going to start to be seeing more and more people go down or further down the transhumanist route that they're already entered and have begun to gone down, or begun to have been traveling down this pathway over the past few years. So what do I think when I look into Spent Man's crystal balls for the near term? What do I think we're going to see? Financial crash. We'll see some food shortages, but don't worry, they're going to have plant and bug-based meats right there for you to pick you up when you're really hungry. And then there's going to be microchipping and going further down the pathway of transhumanism, and it's going to be up to the people once again. Do you comply with these measures? Do you consent? And a lot of people are going to consent to whatever the powers that be demand of them. So it's going to be up to people to not comply, and going to be up to people to govern themselves, to follow natural law, to do no harm in the future, just like it was with the injections and mandated medical tyranny, right? It's more of the same. And so that is the Spent Man's prophecy for the near term, guys. So thank you so much for watching, guys, from the beautiful North Country. This has been the Spent Man. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.